love this room. Of course, that view of the water, but once again, the water doesn't make sound. You come over here, and you got the sound of that water.
I don't know if an actual tear rolled down us, but it was like you could see.
And then you were happy.
And then he was like, this is exactly what I wanted. And so we just put it in here and we moved things around until...
Welcome to living the Aquascape lifestyle.
So he asked me to do this job. His son is Ivy League worthy, and his son was trying to decide all these different schools to go to. And I get a text.
So the opposite of us.
Very smart, very talented son. And Alex is, you know, he's not going to say he's a meathead, but he's an Army guy. Like he's the dad. He's the dad. Alex, yeah. Okay. So they were trying to decide what college to go to. And so because he's a disabled veteran, he has a GI Bill, he has all these things. If it's an in-state college, literally the only thing he has to pay for is the apartment, the room and board. So he texts me, he says he's staying in town, or he's staying in state. Let's do a water feature. I said, yes, sir. I'll be right out.
That's cool. So that's how this happens.
So here's how it happened.
Oh, that's smart. I love it. And I'm Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. This is my channel, Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy, and it's all about showcasing how people live the aquascape lifestyle. What town are we in?
We're in Yorktown.
Yorktown, Virginia.
And this is where the Revolutionary War was won.
Really?
Yeah. They backed Cornwallis up against the river.
Oh, yeah,
here.
we talked about that.
Yep. And he couldn't get across this little point of land. He couldn't get across it because there was a hurricane, and the weather and the waves were so bad that he couldn't get his troops to the other side of the river, so that George
Cornwallis. Now, didn't you say you put multiple features in here?
So we took one out and rebuilt it.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
Hey. Good.
Hi there. You look great. Your hair looks wonderful. You look fantastic. I'm the Pond Guy, Greg.
Hi, Lisa. Nice.
Hi, Lisa. So it was your brother that got in-state scholarship to go to college?
No.
Yeah, well, pretty much. Otherwise, we wouldn't have it.
So talk to me. This is beautiful. You wanted the sound because you got a pool. You got a little waterfall on there. But was this more your husband's thing? Or
It's my husband's.
now, do you enjoy it?
I do. It's beautiful. We love it.
It's a unique feature, that's for sure. How did you come up with this design?
We just kind of started putting things together because it was supposed to be just a waterfall, and then we already had the sphere here because they love the sphere.
Yes.
So then we were like, well, what if we put some walls in here?
Okay. It all kind of just evolved. It's art. It is art.
And so we didn't know what we were building, but we knew we needed X amount of tons of boulders. We knew we needed X amount of aqua blocks. And so we just put it in here and we moved things around until we just kind of...
And I can see it's lit up at night, so it's got...
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It has color changing lights on it.
Okay, I'm looking. Okay, you got the fire area over there and the one over there. This is a really nice and entertaining backyard.
It really is, yes. And our dogs love it too.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Australian Shepherd.
Can I see?
You would love that.
I love dogs. So there are the Stack Slate walls. There are the... Oh, you're already here. That was quick. Oh, look at you, Miss Happy.
How are you?
What's her name?
Sadie.
Hi, Sadie. Hi, Sadie. How old is Sadie?
She's 5.
You would never...
Oh, and a lot of energy. She likes to drink out of it.
And she lays right over there.
Where does she lay?
There.
In that little stream part? That's cool. Yeah, you are a pretty dog.
So you see this pergola. The idea is that when you come underneath this pergola, it's almost like you have to kind of like duck. So this is the fence, this is outside, this is how people enter in the backyard. And the idea is that you kind of like, you don't actually have to duck, but the feeling is that you have to duck and you have to kind of hide underneath this to kind of come. And then as soon as you come to the outside of it, everything just kind of opens up and you see the entire backyard. So there's a swimming pool, there's a gazebo, there's all kinds of landscaping. There's a lot of stuff happening here. But really what we want to attract people to is this water feature in the corner. So at night, this has color changing lights on it. You can see there's lights all throughout this. And the idea is we had all these different elements that we said, hey, let's incorporate some walls, let's incorporate some bowls, some spheres, some natural looking waterfalls. We really wanted to kind of tie the whole thing together and make it feel as if it was part of the yard. And so we kind of took this whole slice of the yard, stacked our rocks, and just kind of put it in with this water feature. And so we've got blooming plants in here. We've got all kinds of, these back here are the St. John's wort. So this have a nice pop of yellow. And then this rock right here. So this is all aqua blocks underneath of here. So we have a ton of aqua blocks, and that is our reservoir. And so there's about 1,000 gallons of water that is housed down underneath of here. And so that way, when it rains and stuff's going on, all the water just kind of stays in here. And then I wanted to make it interactive. So we were talking with them, the place to go, a place to kind of stand, to like be in the water. So we call this like the Zen rock. So you can come out here. This is all on top of the aqua blocks. This is a really, really heavy rock that we put in. Probably weighs about 2,000, 2,500 pounds based on how we were holding it with the excavator. We kind of put that in and then we just started building every piece of this. And we have like a hidden falls back here. And then this sphere is actually what kind of started it. So this sphere used to be right here in the center and it was going crazy and they just loved it so much that we had to reincorporate that into the new feature and just add a lot more element to it.
This is an impromptu stop, unplanned.
Yeah, unplanned. So we're gonna go around this way. One of the stops that we were on in this trip, we saw how there was a pergola and you kind of walk through the pergola and then you open up and the entire space opens up to you.
Yes.
That's the same concept here. So as you walk down this path, you're not gonna be able to see anything behind us. And so
Wow, look at this.
this point, when you get to here, there's gonna be a pergola that starts and goes over top of this whole space so that you're kind of like boxed in. You feel like almost like you have to hunch down. And then when you get to the back here, it's gonna open up and your view is going to open and you're going to have different vistas that just open up to you as you go to the back.
Nice.
So we're getting the pool started. This just went in. All the landscaping you see in here. But really the piece de resistance
It really is.
this right here.
Like, obviously the pool's dirty from the winter and the yard's got a lot of patches, but you look at this, it
Actually,
looks,
this pool is brand new.
you just put it in.
This has all happened inside of the last, 6 weeks.
Okay.
Funny story. He's flying out of town. I know he's out of town. We're putting all this feature together for him. And I hear that he's coming into town. And I texted him and I said, hey, how'd you like the water feature last night? Was it twinkling? And, I kind of just was like trying to see how he was enjoying the feature. And he didn't really say anything. And he was just kind of like, yeah, it looks good. And I was like, I built that. And he says it looks good. And so something felt off. So I come here on the next morning, Friday morning, and he's coming out of the house and he's got his buzzer in hand. His wife's about to do some stuff, tilt his hair and this and that. And I was like, what'd you think about the water feature? And they're just kind of like, oh, well, it'll look great when it's running. So apparently whoever was here last unplugged the water feature because it was still under construction.
So you got to plug it in for him and they got to see it for the first time.
So he had just come back from fly fishing in, I believe it was in Michigan or Wisconsin, somewhere up there.
Yeah.
He's in the middle of having shingles and having a battle with that. So he's under the weather. He just feels like crap. Nothing's going well. And he comes here and he's standing right here at this spot. I plug in the water feature and the water starts just slowly rolling down and there's different cascades,
Yeah.
different crashing points, different sheet falls. I don't know if an actual tear rolled down, but it was like you could see.
And then you were happy.
And then he was like, this is exactly what I wanted.
Okay.
Thank you.
We, Aquascape, tells clients our second goal is to make you happy. Our first goal is to make ourselves happy. We want to blow ourselves away because this is our art. This is our art. Wow. Beautiful work. Love.
So all this height, which is almost 5 feet of height, wasn't here at all. This was a perfectly flat yard.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so we took the dirt from the pool and we made a mound here and we actually carved our rocks into it. There's a basin which is triple flat stack aqua blocks underneath right here so we could keep it compact but still have.
So the dirt from the pool is the mound. I'm just going to tell you this. Between this right there and that right there, that's about waist high. That's 3.5 foot high waterfalls. But look at how big of the berm has to be. This berm is got to be 40 feet long to get a 3.5 foot high waterfalls. Most waterfalls we build 2 feet high, 12 foot berm. Is this fun, Micah?
This is fun.
Am I wearing you out?
Yes. She's ready for us.
How many ponds have we seen today? 76?
I don't know. I've lost count of them.
Oh, he said you were beautiful. I said, tell me about this next customer. And he said, she's absolutely beautiful.
Well,
I'm the pond guy, Greg.
I'm so glad to meet you. I got a package from you. Unless I'm not supposed to say that, I did not.
No, you are. You got coffee. And I got coffee, too.
But I've got coffee. I've got coffee for you.
Well, I'll do a top up. Hey, you're on a lake, too.
So this is the Pagan River.
Okay.
Are you neighbors?
Yes, we're in the south. Hello.
Micah should not be one of your favorite contractors. He should be your favorite.
Okay, because
Is
he's...
that what you meant to say when you...
Oh, well, I said one of... Oh, now that...
This is why I met you outside.
That's an awesome dog. The blue eyes, a shepherd.
All right.
Is this an Australian shepherd?
It is.
Oh,
He wants to be well behaved.
beautiful dog. How old, puppy?
I'd like to say he's a puppy because he's
not.
not as well behaved as he really should be. Almost two.
Almost two.
Yeah, that's a puppy. Come on,
He's
two.
a puppy.
So you got a Pondless Waterfall?
Okay, I love our water feature, and honestly, I was so excited about you coming out here and
Nice.
me getting to share our experience with Micah, although I'm not sure that's part of this.
Yeah, it is.
When we first talked to Micah about a pond, we hired Micah because we had friends who got great reviews. And for the deck, in our mind, we were going to have a little
Just something bubbling in the corner.
bubbling, just to hear.
Yeah.
the-
So he put the patio in.
So he put the
Everything
patio
you see.
in and designed it. In our mind, we were going to have a patio about from here to the steps, and we had a budget for that patio that my husband and I had discussed and
What a
agreed
budget.
upon. Micah came over, being Micah, and I had some pictures of like little fountains. We're really looking for something more natural, and Micah does what he does. And so then my husband and Micah went out. They came back in. He said, so it's going to be a patio from here to there with the wall and the lighting. And what you're looking at is like a fall feature. And I said, so do you want to get back with Micah on that? Because it would appear that the budget.
Yeah.
Would be an issue.
And he said, no, we're done. Micah, you got that paperwork?
So he sold your husband first.
I don't feel like it was a sale.
Right.
I feel it was a mutual escalation.
Well, it's like,
Okay.
what do you want? So we just started putting dots out in the yard. We started talking about how you guys wanted the space to feel. And so I'm out here just kind of putting all these dots out and like, here's the fireplace, fire pit, and all these
What are you
things.
going to do out here?
Yep.
How do you entertain?
How are you gonna live?
How are you going to live?
Where are you going to sit?
Right.
Yep.
And so
And of
Micah
course-
knows my husband is in the rock business. And so I said, you know what? Instead of that little tiny fountain we were thinking of and some pebbles, we're going to call this Little Rock Falls. And because Micah's Micah, he delivers that or
Just so Ronnie can laugh at it.
That's right. Little Rock Falls. I love it. It's the last 10%. It looks great, and it's been in, people love it, right? You like the sound?
Oh, we live out here.
Amen.
And because, again, Micah working with Ronnie, we hear it, we live in, we call that our river room. This is the Pagan River, which leads out to the James, which leads out to the Chesapeake Bay. And this is our forever home.
Amen.
This is where we're,
You sold your river house.
yeah.
Or your lake house.
Lake house.
Lake house,
And
yeah.
so we're going to be here forever. And
The investment was worth it.
oh, it was more than worth it. Hadn't imagined it, but wouldn't trade it for the world. It makes the home. That's what we call like our living room.
That's why the windows are cracked.
Oh, yeah. You can hear that from there, right there.
You hear this beautiful
Babbling
falls.
Brook, it's kind of laughing at you.
I think you hear that. I don't hear it.
You don't
I love this room. Of course, that view of the water, but once again, the water doesn't make sound. You come over here, and you got the sound of that water right there. So this is the favorite wine drinking part for the neighbors.
Well, wine, of course. We offer other beverages if one wishes, of course. But that's the one problem with this feature is that everybody wants to come here.
And you have birds galore out here. It is
they're squawking, taking baths. And
bluebirds, and water attracts them, and the sound of water attracts them. So as tiring as this gets traveling around, it's fun to connect with customers for the first time and see how they're living the aquascape lifestyle. And we love to say a water feature turns a house into a home. Beautiful house. But what's their favorite thing? The water feature. Living on a lake, water. Water just changes a mood. If you're interested in getting water in your property, check out the link below to find a certified aquascape contractor by you. I love my job.